survivor. I'm a survivor, survivor. Who will be the ultimate survivor? Let's find out when you spend a day in our shoes. All you creators, our sanctuaries waiting. Who will win the title? Well, it could be you. Survivor, survivor. I'm a survivor.
Hey, good morning, folks. Whoops, I pressed the dictionary. I don't know how that happened. Folks, it's Lester here. I do have a seat, and I'm waiting for Jamie. She'll be here momentarily. I want to wish you all a happy Sunday. I hope that your weekend was a good one. It's great to see both Facebook and YouTube are here. And the comments are going by pretty fast, so I can't say I can read them all. But how about everyone let us know where you're chiming in from? Where are you guys at tonight? And if you're up in Canada and you're dealing with that hurricane, guys, we're happy to have you. And I don't think that we don't have you in our thoughts and in our prayers. So I'm just seeing state after state, which is just beautiful. And how blessed are we to have that kind of a reach? Oh, there's someone from Lufkin. That's just up the road here. Well, not just up the road. It's several hours. I'm a wreck, and I probably smell as bad as I look. Jamie is still not ready. She is trying to finish up a couple of last-minute thingamajigs, but she's on her way. It is so beautiful to see you all, and thank you so much for joining us. I guess I'll go ahead and start off with what is the biggest news for me today, which doesn't have to do with Jamie, but I was so proud of myself. I was so darn proud of myself for doing something that I thought was pretty special. Let me show you what I did that I thought was special. This is what I thought was special. Joey, would you mind just getting out of my way? It's not always about you. Not that part. Sheesh. I do love you, Jolene. Don't think I don't. Okay, so this weekend was a big one for us. We spent a lot of time with Rita, and Jamie will be here momentarily. She can talk more about the hours and hours that we spent with Rita. And I really did think that I'd done something special, y'all. I thought that I had made huge milestones with the amount of work that I'd done with Rita, okay, with Margarita. No, Margaret, Senorita. By the way, Feliz 16 de septiembre. Para toda la gente en México, hoy es un gran día de celebraciones porque hoy, 16 de septiembre, es la independencia de España para los mexicanos. Y'all don't know a word I said, do you? I don't even know if I said it right. If there's anyone on here who speaks some Spanish, you can tell me if you understood a word of that. But today is December the 16th. September the 16th. Oh, Lord. Did I say December?
Yeah, you also tell them good morning.
Did I say good morning? Whoops. Today is the 16th of September, which is Mexico's Independence Day. Not Cinco de Mayo, like we all thought. It's the 16th of September, and it's a special day. So today is the 16th, right?
Yeah, I think it's the 17th.
Today's the 17th?
I think so. I don't know the answer. My phone.
Okay, so bottom line is, I didn't tell you all yesterday happy 16th, so I'm saying it today. Here's Jamie. Let's all just look at Jamie for a minute, because she looks pretty, even though she's working.
I'm a disgusting, if you could smell a picture moment. It's not good. Never been more thankful that there's no smell-o-vision.
Yeah, we don't want that. I don't have black eyes. I'm wearing a cap. Y'all stop saying, why has Lester got black eyes? When you go, don't even joke that way, because
I know people are gonna like.
We don't
Jamie,
joke that
shame
way.
on you. Lester should leave you.
Yeah, we don't joke that way. I've never laid a hand on Jamie. She's never laid a hand on me. She doesn't have to. Her eyes can kill. Jamie's eyes can kill. So her eyes can do more damage than her elbow ever could. I can promise you that. Anyway, so today is not 17 de septiembre, it's 17. Oh, there's the calendar right there. Well, I'm so sorry. I thought I was doing something special by wishing
It
all
was
of
yesterday.
the Spanish folks from Mexico a happy Independence Day. So, and I'm trying to find anything to deter from what I have to talk about.
The screaming?
No, it's
The
Rick.
barking?
It's Rick. Think like a horse,
Oh.
Rick. Because I was just saying that you and I were so proud of ourselves for how much work we spent with Senorita this weekend. And then if lo and behold, Rick, who we both love and we both trust when it comes to anything horses, pretty much any farm animal, if he doesn't take my video and just give it a 3-hour,
I think there's 3.5.
3.5 hours of just ripping me apart. Hey, babe, just let them out to run and play. Can't we just let them out in the house to run and play? No.
Are you insane?
So, friends, you hear goats. We do have goats in our little nursery bathroom, and they are waiting for their babas, and they have to wait a little bit longer because we're doing this live. And I told him, I said, Jamie, the goats can wait for 35, 45 minutes. They're not going to die, even though they sound like they're dying. They're not. They ate at 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock-ish.
They ate at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. They ate at 4 o'clock before we left to take Lex to my mom and dad's. The goats ate. And so they're not dying 4 hours later, but they think they are.
Yeah.
So I just showed a little video clip of me lunging, what I thought was pretty good lunging of Rita. Not only did I lunge her, but I put the pad and the saddle, which only weighed 23 pounds. And there was no official critiquing of that part. Everything was fine as far as that goes. But here comes a little snippet of what we got to watch when Rick did his video. You ready for this one? So my dilemma here, obviously we have some rain coming in. I want to be careful because of the rain. I don't want to get too close behind her because she's liable to back up and jump.
So who determined what way the horse went here? What's the right answer? Lester's pulling on the left rein and the horse goes right. And Lester follows it. So right here, looking at this picture, does Lester want the horse to go left or right? Or does he want it to go forward? Does he want it to stop or does he want it to keep walking? If I don't know the answer, I guarantee you the horse don't know the answer.
So I was really proud of myself. I was just on cloud 9 to find out that the horse, Senorita, was responding very well, doing all that I wanted her to do. And like I said, I'm not going to call it breaking a horse. I'm calling it training. I want to call it horse training, not horse breaking. Breaking just sounds like you're going to demoralize her until she's only this small and then slowly build her back up. We're not in the Marine Corps here, James. We're not U.S. Marines. We're not trying to break them down to become Navy SEALs. I'm trying to just help her learn her way around us. When I say us, it's just a collective group of us that work with her.
Right.
And we know that she doesn't really know everything that Bucky and Voodoo know. So I was just trying to help. Come to find out, I did everything wrong. 3.5 hours of finding out.
Not everything wrong.
No, Jamie, everything for 3.5 hours. Listen, a man cannot spend 3.5 hours telling you how great you did, but a man can easily find 3.5 hours worth of. Anyway, my video was only 14 minutes. And how can anyone take a 14-minute video and turn it into a 3.5 hours of what you should not do?
All y'all men have the gift of gab. Y'all think that women talk. Y'all talk and talk some more, and then go talk some more about some more, and you can just like hang out forever. I've never met so many men that can just talk forever.
We're not upset about it, guys. At this point in our venture into social media, we really have learned to just take it like a grain of salt. And there's always going to be someone that knows more than you do. And in all honesty, there's a lot of people who know more than I do. And I don't mind admitting it. That's why I've always said that, hey, I don't know what I don't know. How was I supposed to know that what I was doing was wrong? It seemed to all be working. Rick says I was just lucky. I was just lucky. I didn't get kicked in the mouth. And so call it luck or whatever, but my mouth is still intact and I will work a lot slower next time. So you really can learn from someone critiquing you. You just hope that they do it in a in a classy kind of way without just demoralizing you.
Yeah.
And I talked to Rick after his live. I actually joined his live towards the end, and we had a very nice conversation, the three of us. And there was some praise. After I told him I felt like I was like a dog who's been kicked over and over. I just rolled over, and at that point I was just taking it.
Whatever. You dramatize it a little bit. In reality, I told Lester that I can watch as many Steve Young videos as y'all send me. I can watch as many train a horse videos and like all the other pages and even think like a horse. But the greatest way that I find that I learn is, I'm not making this up, to watch my own actions with my own horse or watch your actions with our animals, because I'll stand by this. Every single animal is different. I don't care how many horses we have. They all are different, and their mannerisms there's differences in there. So to watch that animal react to what we're doing gives me the cues because other people are pointing them out. And I find the greatest way for me to learn. And the first time I heard Rick, took it as the meanest criticism ever. I think that he said something about me wearing pink, or my horse had pink on it or something like that. And I was so mad at him. And I was just, because of the way he spoke, and he's, mansplaining and all these things. But at the end of the day, I was taking some things personal and not actually listening to the critique that was in there. Yeah. And he's right. He's right about the cues. And the more that I've learned, the better that I feel that I can learn from my own actions. So it's like having a coach who says, I don't know, I've never been a sport girl, but who looks through and says, you turn your ankle in this way every time that you do this, so you need to fix this piece of it. And for me, I can pick up on that next time that I'm working with that specific animal. So for as many people that hate Rick, I will give my honest opinion and say that I am learning the most from his pausing of the video and saying, this right here was where you made the mistake, or this right here was really good and then you made the mistake. Either way, that's where I feel like I'm learning the most. I don't know about you.
No, I agree. Coming from a teaching background, to me, I think the best way to teach is to model. So obviously in the classroom, if you want your kids to learn how to do a math formula or a writing practice, then you have to get off your seat. You have to get up out of your chair and actually go, and you have to work that problem, and you model and you model and you model. And so it's one thing for Rick, who I also greatly admire, to sit in his, wherever he sits on his comfy chair and tell me all I'm doing wrong. But I would love if Rick would take his camera out on a tripod and say, if he wants to teach his horse to turn right, this would be the proper, and show. You know what I'm saying?
So you learn better from demonstration.
I think that everyone has. I don't think there's anyone that can just be told what to do and do it exactly the way you're told, compared to being showed what to do. What's that military?
See one, do one, teach one.
Say it a little bit louder. And
see one, do one, teach one.
So see one, and then do one, and then teach one. So my concept of modeling is not so different than that military practice of see one, do one, teach one. It's just you model it, and then people can learn from modeling more so than someone sitting and telling them.
So see, that's funny. I actually learn better from doing it and trying it myself. So that goes with everything from like a computer system to like learning things that I need to do for my job to the animals. I can watch somebody 50 times, but until my physical body is in that sense, that's where I'm learning the most.
Yeah. Well, all I will say is that I did try, and I
And I
left
think
the.
you did well.
I think the weekend to me was a success, despite the critique that the critique is fine, guys. We get critiqued every day,
Y'all critique us
in,
every
in
day.
every video. We're always being critiqued and looked at, and to watch someone watching a video of me just made it a little bit more personal. But it, despite I like Rick, actually I love Rick. He's a brother. He's a good man here from Texas, and I respect him. But it did kind of burst my bubble. My burble was busted. My bubble was burst. But it's all good. I did learn, and I will slow down a little bit and not push things. And that was probably my problem. Things went so good with the pad that we put the saddle. Things went so good with the saddle that we moved on to the reins.
That's always been kind of your style, though.
Yeah.
Like with every horse, like with Voodoo, you were like, well, let's get on him and see how it goes.
Well,
and
that didn't go well for me, did it, Jamie?
No, but that I would say that your style is let's try it all and then work backwards. And I'm more like baby steps, terrified of going too far. So somewhere in the middle there, we usually meet.
I agree. Well, like I'm not looking to make excuses for myself or anything, but I did tell Rick that I just kind of felt like, and you agree with this, we do feel like the more we work with Rita, the more we think she has been worked with before.
Yeah.
So she's not raw and untamed and just off of the prairie like a wild Mustang that she was just crowding to our round pen. She's been worked with, y'all.
Even our farriers were like, oh, she's done this before, or she's done that before.
And so really I was just trying to figure out what she could and what she could not do. Granted, I don't even think Rick talked about this at all, but my whole goal of doing the reining practice with the reins was not to have to get on her back, but to do it off of her back. And no one thought it was clever how I watched a miniature horse video. I thought I was just really going to outsmart the internet and just show the internet something. Come to find out, I'm just
Somebody sent us a separate thing about a miniature horse that they would really like to come to the sanctuary.
Pregnant Karen?
Yeah.
Pregnant Karen. Yeah, a mini horse who's named Pregnant Karen. Lord. The lady says, you don't need a halter. She'll follow you right inside your house. I'm like, oh my gosh. A mini horse is all that we need. We're not doing that, y'all. We're not doing that.
I think it would be amazing.
I know you do, but
She's
we're
probably
not.
the same size as our big dogs.
If you remember correct, we were told by a farrier, I'm not
Courtney.
sure who,
Courtney.
and she said that the only animals that she does not, and that she'll find any excuse not to work on, or anything mini, M-I-N-I, anything mini always has major attitude. And so she'll work on a big horse anytime over working with minis.
She goes, I will work on a Clydesdale, a raw and untrained Clydesdale. She goes, before I will work on a miniature horse, she goes, they have the devil in them like I've never seen before.
It's the
And then that's why I think
little man
that
complex.
Pregnant Karen would be a perfect fit.
Pregnant Karen.
Yeah.
Not just Karen, but pregnant
She have her
Karen.
own little spawn of, due in February or March.
Well, we're not going with pregnant Karen. I can promise you that. Even though it was cute to look at the little videos and to read about her description and have Jamie just giggling over it, we're not going with pregnant Karen. Sorry, but however, though, we did grow 4 feet today. We did grow 4 feet today. We're not ready to talk about that yet, are we? Even though there's one little clip I could show that's going to just bond you with this new creature. No, hold off.
You can show it.
I can show it? All right, so what you're going to do is distract these folks for about 2 minutes.
I see a lot of people that are really on board with this pregnant Karen thing. We
Don't
might need a vote.
We're no. We don't do votes anymore.
Yes, we do.
I always lose votes.
We
votes.
might need a vote. We might need to vote about that, and then y'all might need to. Y'all might need to weigh in a little heavier than normal on your desires to. It's to help. This poor pregnant Karen clearly is seeking a home, so I mean, what could go wrong with a pregnant miniature horse that is named Karen and doesn't even need a halter? Will just follow you right into your house. Has the name Karen for a reason is what it says.
The name Karen for a reason. What does that tell you?
I think it's a great
It has
plan.
the name Karen for a reason.
I think it's an excellent thing.
Y'all give me 1 second. I'm going to load a video we can all watch together. And then Jamie can talk about it if she wants to while it's loading.
So this was 100% unplanned. Didn't even leave the farm to acquire said new guest.
All right, ready for me to play it? Guys, give me 1 second here. I'm pulling up a video. All right. Give a little bit.
Hold him.
Okay, I already said him. Okay, so just so you all know, let me hide that just for a second.
Yeah, you talked about this.
Let's give just a little bit of a
There's
backstory.
something on my face.
You okay? You look pretty. I can't see anything.
I see something down my nose. Okay, carry on.
Let me see. Turn the other way. No.
Okay.
So backstory. Everyone knows that last weekend, when the sweet lady brought the fainting goats over, I told Jamie, I told you all, I made a video that I'm a little concerned because fainting goats are not capable of running to safety when they need to. Instead they faint. So we'd also been noticing there were some dogs who'd been hanging around, lingering. I even made a video of some of the dogs that were in the pasture next door. And so what I did was I took the little Predator shoe system, the Shoo Away shoe. What were those things called? We were gifted those, 5 of them.
I think they're Predator defectors.
They are
I
a
don't know.
very high frequency, flashing light predator deterrent. And I put those in what I thought would be all of the trouble spots to keep any animals away from our babies. And so it wasn't until, I don't know, maybe Wednesday or Thursday that I was in the back with the Longhorns, and I literally saw that same dog walk right past the predator alert, the deterrent. It ended up to where Imogene chased it all the way around the pasture. It just ran around the pastures. It could not find its way out. Imogene finally ran it out of our pastures and off into the sunset. And so that scared me. And so I went ahead and went back over and I baited all of our live traps. We have live traps that we have for a just in case scenario. If something does get past into our fences, I have live traps. And so I set all the live traps. And then to make a long story short, we did in fact trap one of those dogs. LE has a video of all of that. And I don't know when he's going to post it. He may have already posted. I'm not real sure. He brings the dog to the stall, and Jamie and I go over to gather the dog and do the basic rescue stuff that we always do. We go to the vet first, and then we start doing all that we have to do. We're not looking to have any new babies here until this happened. Watch this.
For a moment. He's very sweet. Is it he? I can't tell. I haven't looked, but I got to feed my cows real fast. Oh!
Look at that. I hope you all can see what I paused the camera on right there, and I'll back it up again. I'm holding this dog. I'd already got him out of the stall. I put a leash and a collar around him, and I had him by the leash, and Jamie was coming to pick me up, and I says, come hold this dog while I feed my cows. And if she didn't walk up and that little fella sits down and reaches up to her.
He did not jump. He did not. He's
very sweet. Is it he?
Is he an intact he?
I can't tell. I haven't looked, but I got to feed my cows real fast. Oh my God. That's going to make her fall for him. That's going to just do something to her right there. He gave you his paw.
He did. As she was walking up to hold him, he sat down and did this to shake her hand. And then he looks at me like, ha, got her. Like he already knew. Like he got her. And I'm like, Jamie, we don't need any more dogs. Our plates are full. Our plates are so full.
Yeah, but how can you deny what just happened?
Well, I mean, you can't deny
It's
it.
gonna make her. Is it he?
Is he an intact heat?
I can't tell. I haven't looked, but I gotta feed my cows real fast. Oh my God!
Look at your mouth. Your mouth dropped open. Your mouth is dropped
That's
open.
never happened before in my whole life.
If I was English, I'd say, catching flies, are we?
It was amazing. It was amazing.
I just feel so bad that dogs like that, as beautiful as that little guy is, someone can just completely abandon, let him go, make him find his way in the world on his own. He's skinny. My gosh.
He's
Now,
very skinny.
he's so darn skinny. But I don't know how to tell you all this, but he's here now. He's here now. He's here now. Okay, he's here now. And so we put our goats back inside of our nursery just as a secondary safety precaution. He's doing great though. He's been here for a couple of hours. And
He's very timid. He's very scared of everything. He hated the car ride. Like he hunched over like it was the worst moment of his
Jamie,
life.
there's somebody who already says they want him. And then someone else says private message them now. Fast. Very fast.
So first he's gonna go to the vet tomorrow to get chip scanned and all the normal street dog stuff. And we want to get him neutered because he is intact. All of our dogs are fixed, so that's not an issue. But
And all of our dogs are vaccinated. They've had their
Yeah.
rabies and parvo. So for everyone who's going to scream, why is he around your animals? What about the quarantine? All of our dogs have been vaccinated. All of our dogs are up to date on everything. So by him being here, while we get all that stuff done to him, is not going to affect our babies. So keep going.
anyway, I no matter what, I want what's best for him. So if that means that it's somewhere else, then that's okay too. But just let us get everything checked out on him first. Make sure that he doesn't belong to somebody who actually lost him, and maybe there's somebody looking for him. I'll make a post on Paw Boost, and I'll check all the local dog sites that we follow and are part of as well. But just that moment was just like incredible. Like probably one of the most powerful dog moments in all of the rescues that we've done, besides Christmas coming up to me and loving me and remembering me. I would say this is number 2.
So everyone's saying it's a husky, and so Jamie thought maybe it was a husky. I don't think that either one of us claim to know all of the different dog breeds out there, but I think that you said the eyes looked like a husky.
He has one husky eye and one other.
One
That's
husky
gonna
eye and
make
one
her
other.
fall for him. That's gonna just do something to her.
So maybe you guys who know your animals would know. I don't know, but it is a he. He's still intact. So like Jamie said, tomorrow we'll be going to the vet and we will be getting, well, first things first, we'll have him all the blood work, make sure there's no infectious diseases. And you guys know the routine. We've done this 8, 9, 10 times. How many dogs have we rescued over the course of this year?
11.
Let's name them. Christmas, Stella, Buddy, Billy Bob,
Brutus,
Brutus,
Charlie,
Echo,
Sadie, and now this guy.
and now this one. We already gave him a name, but we're not going to tell y'all. We're not going to
You
tell
do
y'all
have
his
to wait
name.
for that first.
We named him. Is that all? 9? Anyway, so I feel like
And then Christmas's puppies.
Christmas's puppies have all been, we're
Yeah.
all born, vaccinated, rehome. So we've done
16.
our part, y'all.
16.
We've done our part. Now, don't y'all be saying we have not done our part. And for everyone saying, keep them. Hold on. Our goal in all of this is to get them taken care of with their vet, get them off the street, and then rehome them. We want to rehome these dogs. So anybody who says, you know what, Lester, I'm not just going to message you just to chit chat with you. I'm going to message you, come, and I'm going to come get that dog. I'm going to say, okay, first one here can have him. I will send him home with whatever meds the vet gives us tomorrow. I will pay for his whatever he needs to be done. We'll take care of that. But we really don't want more dogs, do we? We don't want more dogs. We have 7, y'all. We're not sickos here. We're not sickos.
Not for this.
We're sickos in other areas, but not for dogs. But so no, in all honesty, every time we start talking about rehoming, we get 100, 200 or more messages of people who are dead set. I'll be there this weekend, and this and this and this. Listen, we're not going to play that game and then tell other people no. We literally will say the first one who wants them can just come get them. We're not going to. Everyone knows our address, so just come get the darn guy. And I think you'll love him. And I think that Jamie loves him. And I will love him if I spend time, but I try hard not to. I don't want to see things that are cute. I won't.
If
look.
that dog did that to you,
I won't look.
You
I
would
will
be
not
on
look.
the ground kissing and hugging him.
I might would. But I don't know. But no, we took it. So I feel good that we have another dog off the streets.
Oh, yeah.
Another dog will go to bed tonight with a full tummy. This dog will not be having to roam from house to house to house looking for a meal, especially if it comes from one of our feathered babies or one of our little goats. And we do hope that we can find a wonderful home for this little fella. And we'll get all the vet care done tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we've done a good thing today. And we hope that y'all understand why we're trying not to take in any more dogs. Our plate is full, y'all. Our plate is full. We got baby goats we're bottle feeding. We have baby calves we're bottle feeding. I think there's more goats still to be born that you never know what to expect. We won't have the heat issues at this point, hopefully,
No,
but
thank
you never
goodness.
know what kind of things could happen that might make you end up having to bottle feed stuff. And our plates are full. Jamie still works full time. So we don't want to take on more. We have to spend time with Senorita. We have to. So, and then we cannot forget, y'all, that with all of the new babies and the new responsibilities, we still have to spend time with Bucky's and Voodoo and Beverly and Dixie and Indy. Did I say Dixie? I'm sorry.
Okay.
By the way, Jamie cried today.
I'm crying.
You're going to cry again? Let me tell y'all what's happening, and I'll tell you why Jamie's been crying about it. All right, so you ready to hear this? Can I talk about it? I'm going to talk about it because I think that was a nod of yes. But it did hurt Jamie. It hurt her so bad. Today we're having our coffee, and we've been noticing this very odd behavior going on between Indy, our little alpaca, who's a year old, and Beverly, our little donkey, who's a year old. And the two of these are inseparable, but we've noticed that Indy follows Beverly around everywhere Beverly goes. At first, we thought it was cute, but we noticed that every time Beverly looks up, Indy spits in her face. I'm not going to do it, but she's like, just Indy is watching her the whole time. And
Like Beverly's walking like this. And
but
Indy,
Beverly's walking like she won't look at her. Because
Yeah.
if she does look at her, she gets spit on.
yes,
And so we thought it was just kind of cute. We didn't realize what was happening until we talked to Rick. I says, Rick, there's something weird going on between our little donkey, who's a year old, and our alpaca, who's a year old. And then Rick explained it to us very well. He goes, Lester, they're competing for pecking order. That alpaca knows that Beverly is the lowest on the pecking order, and Indy wants to take the spot above her. Indy wants to take Beverly's spot and knock Beverly down a notch. And Jamie just burst out crying. She burst out crying, and I'm like, what's wrong? And she said that Dixie would have never done that. Dixie would have never made her feel lesser. And so I said, Jamie, it's just animal nature. Animals do that. There's always going to be one who's lower than the other one. And Jamie's like, but Dixie would have never made her feel that way. You want to talk about it? You sure? You can. You need to. No? Dixie and Beverly had a beautiful relationship. And maybe Dixie knew that she needed somebody as much as Beverly needed somebody. And they found that somebody in each other. And because of that, they just made the best of friends.
they were equals.
They were equals.
They held the gate for each other. They saved food for each other. They didn't compete. And I
Keep
know
talking.
that
Ice machine.
Beverly has had a hard time. She's in there, don't get me wrong, but because Ivy was already bonded with the both of them, then that made Beverly be last. And Beverly was okay with it because this is bad, but I've always shown Beverly more, knowing what she was going through, knowing she lost her partner. But then to know that Indy's doing that to her just sort of broke me a little bit.
Well, we don't want y'all to think bad of Indy. Indy has changed a lot since she's been here for the better. Indy's no longer living in Annie's shadow. Indy is a very strong and independent woman. Indy has gentled down without us forcing ourselves on her. She's actually forcing herself on us. You can't go into that pasture without Indy walking right up to you and looking you in the face with those cute little button eyes and just like looking at you and like,
I get to touch her every day. Like she lets me touch her. It's just a very strange thing that she's trying to show Beverly that she's on top. And Beverly is not like running away from her or anything like that. Beverly's just like blowing it off, but it still breaks my heart because I know that Dixie would have never allowed that. And I guess this is terrible. Working so much with Rita this past week, especially this weekend, and some of the things that happened with Rita brought back a lot of Dixie, and then that sort of tied into it, and just rough weekend.
well, so, I don't know. We've seen, because we've worked so closely with animals for, so long, we've seen some really amazing things. And most things can just like take your breath away and just make you just see the beauty that, that you're so blessed to be surrounded by every single day. And then you have days like when we discover what was going on between those two, and it just kind of breaks your heart because you don't want to see that. We know that Beverly struggled after we lost Dixie, trying to find her way, with the two guys in Bucky's and Voodoo, and of course Ivy. And she's finally found her niche, and they've all become a kind of a collective little group, and they get along very well. And then if we don't, lo and behold, introduce Indy, who we thought would bond up and hook up with our goats.
And the calves. We really thought that was a great little dynamic where Indy could be on top and also was going to be their protector and all these things. Well, Indy wants no part in those pipsqueaks. Indy thinks that she is a horse.
She does. She carries herself like a horse. Listen, I have the funniest video, and I'm not going to show you right now. I really am saving it for a special moment, but I couldn't find Indy. I was a nervous wreck. I couldn't find her anywhere. And Jamie said, "Look inside the loafing shed." And I looked from a distance and I saw both horses and both donkeys all looking at me from the loafing shed. I'm like, "No, she's not in there." And Jamie goes, "Walk over and look. She might be laying down." And I'm like, "There ain't no way Indy's laying down in the loafing shed with all these big animals standing around her." And I walk over, and sure enough, there's horse, Indy laying down and then a couple of donkeys all just standing there. And Indy's like just having so much fun, just rolling around in the hay, getting herself into a dirty mess. And she just thinks that she's one of them, and they all think that she's one of them. And so how great is it to see her just blossom and do so well? And she wants to be with the horses. In saying so, and I know we're going through subjects really fast here, and I'm sorry to be going so fast. I don't mean to give you more than I don't want to make the same mistake with you all that I made with Rick and Rita. Okay, giving y'all more than you can handle. So it's like Lester's on a roll. Jamie, you better grab my leg. I'm kidding. So Jamie and I have been talking a lot about the well-being of the animals, the overall well-being. And that's very difficult when you have so many different animals, all, from different species and families and groups. And we mentioned this, I think I may have mentioned this in a live on Friday, but we are seriously considering bringing all of the cows, all of our Longhorns, to one property, which would be this property, Longhorn Lester's. We would still keep our heifers and our cows, that's the females, separated from the bulls. We have 10 acres on each side of the property, and we put our females on one side and keep our bulls on the other. We would also leave our big birds, but we thought about taking our horses and donkeys and even Indy back to I'm a Survivor. Indy would stay with the horses because she, in fact, carries herself. She thinks herself to be of that class of. She has that kind of a. What do you call that?
Stature.
Stature. She carries herself with a horse's stature, so we're not going to put her anywhere back with the goats. We'll let Annie and Ernie continue to be the guardians of that pasture. So I'm seeing a lot of screaming no's. And guys, it's not going to matter what you scream. If you want to give me a reason, then that's what I can admire and respect and can take into consideration your reasoning behind it. But the problem we get into is thinking about ourselves more than the animal's well-being. And in case you guys are not aware of this, we're having an issue at the other property with gates being left open and cows especially getting out or other cows getting in. Both have happened. And so we've talked about it. We've made some videos about it. We would not have those same issues with the horses. In fact, both of our horses are geldings, the males. So they're harmless and they're not looking for anything.
Just food. They're just
Just food. And there's plenty. There's more grass to graze at the I'm a Survivor property than there is here. Secondly, we will have to plant winter grass here. We have to very soon. And we all know that winter grass is not good for your horses. You can talk about that if you want to, because I don't know why or how. But your winter grass that we have to plant in October is not a good grass for horses.
It's just very full of sugar. So it's full of sugar, and for horses to be able to free range on that can push them into foundering, and that means that their bone from their leg falls through to their hoof, and then they can't live anymore. So sugar is really horrible for horses and donkeys, and ryegrass is a big component of that. So they would have to be in a dry lot essentially, and untimed of when they could go out.
Besides that, we do have the facilities at the sanctuary, the stalls especially, more barn space, shelter for the horses and donkeys. And all of our gear, all of our stuff is there. It would make it to where we only have to have horse hay delivered to one property and then the cow hay at a second, instead of some cow hay there, some horse hay here, and constantly shuffling and moving things around all fall and winter long. And so it would make it to where when we go over to the sanctuary, Jamie has her horses to work with, her donkeys and horses, and Indy. And then, of course, I'll still do my thing, which are my daily chores and my weekend chores, the things that I do. And we're thinking about that. Can I just say we're thinking about it? We're talking about it. It's in the talking stages. And
I'll be honest, it's a very hard decision. It's a hard decision because a perfect world, I wish we had more land
to have all of our babies
everything
together
in one place.
Yeah, if it was a perfect world, we would have enough land to where we could have an I'm a Survivor. We could have I'm a Survivor, which is virtual. I mean, the animals don't have to belong to a certain.
I don't call it I'm a Survivor or Longhorn Lester's when it comes to the animals. I would call it the farm.
We'd have all of our babies together where we are the eyes and ears and can make sure that we're able to protect and serve all of our babies. Right now, we struggle. We struggle, and we don't regret at all what we've done here at Longhorn Lester's. I do wish we had more land to offer to have grazing and foraging for everybody, and we don't. And
So there is no perfect world. So then we fall down to do what you can with what you have, and that's where we have to make decisions. And we're taking into consideration grass and housing. I don't mean housing for humans. I mean shelter for the animals. Water. We're taking into consideration safety in the fences and being able to be in similar pastures, what's on the other side, so that would cause destruction of fences or break-ins or breakouts, eyes, abilities, and I mean, for the first year of Longhorn Lester's, we divided and conquered quite a bit, and if that's what has to happen, then that's what has to happen.
Yeah, well, the first year, well, actually, until Ellie and Megan moved in, I was there every single day. I was at I'm a Survivor every single day. I made
I'm
that
talking
drive.
about like overnights though, and things like
overnight,
that.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
there were many nights where we just had to stay at separate properties to be able to watch and care for what was going on. And I will just tell you that like it's not a sacrifice that we talked about because we didn't feel like it was a sacrifice. We felt like it was the right thing to do. So I think that there has to be a lot more conversation between Lester and I, a lot more thought about everything. And, at the end of the day, just know that we will do what's right and that nobody's dropping off animals at an abandoned place where there's no eyes or ears. Nobody's doing that. And we will always make sure that they have the most resources. And that may mean that some nights we don't sleep in the same bed, which is fine because Lester loves the couch anyway.
Now, and then of course, what I told Jamie a little bit earlier, we were talking about it. And I says, Jamie, ultimately, if the horses or the cows were able to talk, if they were able to actually verbalize their wishes and their desires to us, what would they want? What would they say? What would they need? And, it's one thing getting things out of your own children when they have a need. They don't want to talk about it, but you can kind of figure out things and here and there. But at some point, as a mature adult, you have to stop being as, selfish. I'm just going to say the word selfish and think about what's in their best interest. And we do think that as hard as it would be for Jamie not to have as much one-on-one, we'd have to work that into her schedule. But don't forget that Jamie goes to I'm a Survivor plenty. We still have a working place. We still have internet.
I'm there at least 5 days a week.
Water, restroom, couch, bed, kitchen. Guys, we still have access to, Jamie could still work and do what she needs to do. So if you're sitting here worried that the horses or the cows, one or the other, is going to be shortchanged and not get the proper and adequate care, that's not an issue. That's not on either one of our minds. That's not even in our conversations. So that's not something that we have to talk about or even argue about, especially. I think that from what I'm reading in the comments, there's two schools of thought going back and forth. One of the schools of thought, and this is from a lot of folks, is that Longhorn Lester's was mostly about giving the cows a forever home. It was never really about the horses and donkeys. And I wouldn't say that was necessarily the case. It was just about getting Tex. We needed Tex and Carl a place to have their best life. Would you agree? And then we ended up kind of evolving and adapting and working with Dixie and Beverly into Longhorn Lester's. And then eventually we took some cows back and brought Voodoo and Bucky's over. And I will say that I think that Longhorn Lester's worked out great for Voodoo, especially during the summertime, because of the fact we know that he's prone to sunburn. But we also know that during the winter months, especially when we've had cold spells that were cold enough to where we needed to put him into a stall with the horse blanket and all of that, I'm a Survivor has those facilities. Longhorn Lester's doesn't. So, in all honesty, we have a lot to think about and talk about, but it's none of our conversations are about one animal is going to get the short changed. There's going to be one animal who's going to be having to struggle and suffer without nothing. So it's just kind of more about which is the best life for the animals. So what else you want to say about that? We'll move on.
Just know that it's an ongoing conversation and that it's done with the best of intentions, and we'll see what happens.
So a lot of people are saying, is it because of the fencing? So the fencing is a huge, yes, the fencing is absolutely a huge issue. The fencing here at Longhorn Lester's is already in position and fine. We don't have a predator issue at either property that we're concerned about. So there's now the comments are going all over the place. It sounds like y'all are just trying to create new things for us to talk about, which that might be the case. But anywho, we're going to figure it out. And it's imperative. It is imperative. I mean, that we guarantee the safety of our animals at both properties. And if in fact our cows are the ones that are at the greatest risk, even though it may make for great video and it may make for lots of fun drama to watch the things, the antics between Moses and Jolene and everybody else, that's very, very, very risky. And we've talked about that in videos. If one of those cows end up pregnant, then we cannot guarantee the forever homing of that bull or heifer from that mixed breed of cow. And so so this is not a joke to us. This is no joking or laughing matter like it is to a lot of folks over here. And I get it. You don't get it. I do.
Somebody says my grandma's here. Hi, Grandma.
Well, hello, Grandma. Wait, your grandmother?
Grandma Marilyn.
Marilyn? Miss Marilyn is here. Hey, Miss Marilyn. Now, how would they know that?
I don't know, but they're all telling her hi. So hi, Grandma.
Wait, how did she come on here and say I'm Jamie's grandmother?
I don't know. But hi,
Well,
Grandma.
how about that? If I could see one of her comments, I would pull it up, but I don't see it.
I haven't seen it yet either.
Miss Marilyn, the comments are going by so darn fast. And so it's nice to see you. And I want you to know that I take very good care of her. And you can see by her face that she's happy.
He took me to Sonic today and got me a Coke Zero Vanilla.
I did. I got her Sonic and McDonald's. We did both.
Yeah.
On the way to I'm a Survivor, it was Sonic. On the way home, it was McDonald's. So I've taken such good care of
McDonald's
her.
was not for me. McDonald's was for Lex and Connor. I don't like McDonald's.
I tolerate it. It's not my favorite either. I would always sit down and go inside anywhere with you.
That's true.
Compared to fast fooding. But
You want to talk about what happened with Trixie? Did we talk about that already?
Trixie?
Yeah, the day that we were going to go out to lunch.
Oh my gosh. I think that we did it in a short. I
We
don't
did.
know if I ever posted it or not though. Yeah, so I forgot what day that was. Friday maybe?
I think it was Friday.
So Friday, Jamie and I were headed over to the sanctuary, and I take Trixie with me every day, except for the days that Jamie goes, because she and I like to stop and eat. I forgot that Trixie was in the back of the truck. So we go to the Chinese buffet, and I pull over. I stop the car, and I don't know how, but when I looked over to Jamie in the back seat, there's Trixie looking at Trixie sitting there like a little lady looking at me like.
I was on the phone.
And I'm like, sheesh, we got Trixie here. We can't go to the inside the Chinese buffet with Trixie in the truck. So we were forced to go to Sonic that day. Oh, we pull into Sonic and Trixie walks over in the back. She's in the back seat. She has the whole back seat to herself. She walks over, pushes the button, and the window comes down, and out goes her face. Yeah. And she's looking around like she knows where she's at, and this is all for me. And so she likes those waggy cups, wag cups, whatever they call them. And so I told Jamie that next time I go to Sonic, I'm not going to order. I'm just going to drive right to the window, leave my window up, let Trixie put her window down, and just see what happens. I'll make a video of that. Yeah. I'm just going to watch and see what happens, and just see what happens. It'll be the funniest video, and see if they recognize her and if they know what she wants, and they just give it to me. I can just drive off. And
if she barks at the thing, I'm gonna lose it because
I don't want to say a word. I want to sit in my truck and be like facing forward and not say a darn word. I want them to literally hand the cup over to Trixie and she'll eat it in 3 seconds. That whipped cream will be gone in 3 seconds. And I'm just going to drive off and I'll roll the window up. Trixie will like have to duck her head in real fast. That's going to be the funniest video. I want to do that so bad and just see what the person at the windows does. What are they going to look like? I'm crazy. Like, hello, can I help you?
They already know.
I just want to see what's going to happen, though. We're doing that, Jamie. That's going to be a really funny video, but we have to be disciplined. We cannot laugh. We will be looking forward, straight ahead. I'll drive by. She'll put her own window down. We're just going to look forward the whole time.
You're going to put a couple dollars in her collar so she can
Like
pay
for a
too?
tip, like
So
a
she can
tip.
pay?
Well, it's free,
Oh.
but we could give her $1 for a tip.
Oh my God.
That would be great. We're doing that. Next time we go to Sonic, we're doing that. Anyway, you ready to get off of here?
I am. I still have waters to do, and I got
And-
bottles to scrub, and
So our day's not quite over yet, but we did enjoy spending an hour with you all. And so thank you all for jumping on and saying hello. And I do look forward to reading your ideas. Please don't just scream no or scream yes. Don't even say bad idea, good idea. Let us know your thoughts. If you were in our shoes, and I think that we did a good job of explaining the situation.
Yeah.
So we've explained the situation the best that we know it. And so what to do. And believe it or not, even though you can say that you never listen to my ideas or you're going to do whatever you want to do anyway. Well, sometimes we have to do what we have to do, but I do listen. And we have talked a lot about things that we've read. That if you ever think that we don't read and don't talk about your ideas, that's not true. We've done a lot of things based on your ideas, a lot of things that we've ordered that have helped us around the farm, things that you've sent us that we've never heard of that we've tried and that work for us now. So believe it or not, your voices mean more to us than what you probably realize. We may not say thank you enough for putting up with us and for sharing your ideas. I'm going to leave it up to you, Jamie, to because everyone's saying another Texas goodbye. Here he goes with that long-winded Texas goodbye. I'm not trying to. I'm having fun.
y'all, we're really blessed that you give us the greatest gift of all, which is your time. And we hope that you have an incredibly special.
Sorry. Someone says there's not enough food at Longhorn Lester's to feed all of the cows. Guys, how do you think they have survived for the last 128 days with no grass? We find a way, okay? And that food comes in the form of, Jamie?
Hay,
Grains,
protein blocks, salt licks, water,
mineral blocks,
the fruit we cut up,
we find a way.
Oh my God, I'm going to pull a Lester. I bought something that I want the cows to try, and you don't even know this yet.
I thought we were about to get off. I'm ready to wrap it up.
I want to do this tomorrow morning.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Should I know about this? Because I might have to just draw the line.
Okay, you know how they aren't really into like the cow snack treat, like fruit stuff like that?
Yeah.
You know how they love corn, but corn is like a big heater, so you don't want to do that when it's hot out?
Okay. Yeah.
You know how my horses like frosted mini wheats?
Yeah.
I bought cornflakes for the cows.
Corn flakes for the cows. Are these for my bulls? Or are we doing it for the heifers over there?
No, the bulls.
Let's watch one little video clip there.
Hold him
One
for
more
a
time.
moment. He's very sweet. Is it he?
Is he an intact he?
I can't tell. I haven't looked, but I got to do feed my cows real fast. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Anyway, there will be a whole lot more. Let me go ahead and close that out of there. There will be a whole lot more about that little fella. And let's all hope and keep our prayers that we can find him a great home, that his vet visit goes well tomorrow. And we promise to bring all of this to you because that's what we do. We share blessings. And he has been a blessing so far. Believe it or not, while you go finish your watering, I'm going to go play with him, love on him a little bit. If y'all have noticed, there's no dogs barking. They're getting along so good. All of our dogs are just so welcoming to him. And he's kind of like the only guy here. So he's all like, hello. And they're all wanting to smell him and like doing all their things. And he's like, he knows he's surrounded by women and he's terrified. But I'm going to go out and love on him for a little bit. And
Y'all have a really great Sunday night and a great start to your week. And we'll talk to y'all soon.
Yeah.
We love you.
now they start barking when I start trying to end the live.
That's it.